many distractions, challenges, and demands for our attention that it's hard to be all in every single moment. But to be our best as a parent, a spouse, student, or employee, we would learn well to focus on the key moments of our day. Colossians 3:17 says, "And whatever you do, in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus."
You've been listening to Dr. Roger Patterson with A Minute of Vision, a ministry of Vision for Life Radio, where faith and sports collide at visionforlife.org.
Fox Sports Trending now.
News from the NFL, where the New England Patriots are starting to prepare for life without future Hall of Fame quarterback Tom Brady. The Patriots have brought back veteran quarterback Brian Hoyer, who was cut by the Colts over the weekend. He served as Brady's backup on 2 different occasions. He joins Jarrett Stidham and Cody Kessler as the quarterbacks currently on the Patriots roster. The Atlanta Falcons signed wide receiver Laquan Treadwell. He was a first-round pick of the Vikings back in 2016. The Arizona Cardinals signed quarterback Brett Hundley to a 1-year deal. He will continue to be the backup to starter Kyler Murray. College football, Ohio State has landed former Oklahoma running back Trey Sermon. He will be able to play immediately because he's a graduate transfer. In news from the Olympics, Canada has become the first nation to say they will not be participating in the Tokyo Games if they go on as scheduled. They're scheduled to start on July 24th. Organizers are now saying they're going to take the next 4 weeks to decide if they will start on time or not. I'm Eddie Garcia.
K105 weather is brought to you by the 3 Grayson County locations of the Sicilian Bank.
Twin Lakes weather. While we've had a gloomy start to your Monday, some more sunshine is in the forecast as we head into the afternoon. We'll be watching highs today getting into the mid to upper 50s. Now for tonight, we are down into the upper 30s and low 40s before we see rain return to the forecast tomorrow. From the way through to Andrew.
Don't stop me. Don't stop me now. Don't stop me. 'Cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. I'm a shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me 'cause I'm having a good time. Don't stop me yes, I'm having a good time. I wanna make a supersonic woman of you. Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me. Hey, hey, hey! Don't stop me, don't stop me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Have a good time, good time. Don't stop me, don't stop me.
This is In the Know for Monday, March 23, the 83rd day of 2020. There are 283 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Litchfield's Country Station, 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast. And we are on Facebook Watch, on YouTube Live, and on Periscope. The hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we will update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. Another round of closures of businesses scheduled later for today by the governor. We'll tell you about that. The latest numbers of the COVID-19 outbreak and crisis, what we're dealing with. And we'll also talk about some entertainment news, how we're all coping at home. And we'll also just kind of check in on one another. We've got that and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay, but I got here a lot earlier than normal, and
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm running ragged.
And you're still Mach 9 with your hair on fire?
Dude.
If you're like us, probably a lot of people the last couple of weeks have been at least evaluating their food stores. You know, like how much of this do we have? How much of that do we have? And then the next thing you often do is sometimes look at the expiration date, right?
I don't.
You don't look at the expiration date?
No.
You sure do look at it on the milk.
Well, yeah, milk is different.
Oh, milk's
Like,
different. Okay.
Canned goods, I mean, they last.
There is no,
Cheese lasts.
except for baby formula, use by dates on food don't have to do with safety, and no regulatory body oversees them. So if it smells okay and it tastes okay, then it's probably okay. You buy that?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Milk
think-
is my only weirdo. Like,
That's the one. That's where you draw the line.
that's where I draw the line.
She's the pride of Pumpkin Center, the heiress to the great mini burger fortune. She's Vera Wang's arch nemesis and the professional bargain hunter's woman of the year. She's Misty Embry Thomas. Hey. How's Misty?
Still healthy.
Yep, good.
Got out of the weekend without any snot or cough.
Keep on that path. That's good.
I think I've already had
The-
whatever I'm gonna have. I think I've had it.
The meme of the weekend goes to the before COVID-19, I used to spin the toilet paper roll like the Wheel of Fortune, and now it's like I'm trying to crack a safe.
Listen,
That's been the funniest one
I've
of
been
the.
saying to my kids, let's not get so crazy about using the toilet paper. All right. Well, I have one little one who really loves to spin it.
Wrap it around their hands.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh no, we
Yeah.
can't do that.
No, it's like, no. I do truly find myself now like doing my normal routine and then stopping and holding up what I've pulled off and going, I can do half of that.
Evaluating.
Yes, I've reevaluated. And then I lay my 2 squares that I've decided to spare back over
square.
the roll. Like, okay, I'll use you next.
If you start peeling the layers, then we're
Yes.
going to be in trouble.
Well, you know, if you peel them and then bunch them up, you get a little more use out of them.
So, well, and I'm sure he's noticed with paper towels at our house, when I take off too many, I poke them back down in the
Yeah,
hole.
yeah.
Right? Oh, let's not waste.
It's funny how conservative we've all become all of a sudden.
Well, I've always been somewhat conservative. Waste not, want not.
Yeah, it's and by the way, for those of you who are sweating the toilet paper inventory, I do have a calculator for you later on in the program today. I'll share with you on to make sure that you're not going to run out.
we had a family lunch Saturday, and everybody was bringing all these family, these big feasts. They were sending pictures. I made chicken and dumplings, and I'm frying chicken with a handle, and I've made pecan pie, and I said, well, I procured a roll of paper towels, so winner is.
Yeah.
This is what I'm bringing to the family lunch.
I, as like many of you, went to virtual church yesterday. I even went to early church.
Did you?
Yeah,
Look at
normally
you.
I go to late church. I went to early church yesterday. Early church was available to me yesterday, so I utilized the early and then got out and made some social distancing deliveries yesterday just to kind of get out and enjoy the outside. And so I guess it was different for a lot of people yesterday, worshiping in a different way.
So I got to ask you, did you get out of your pajamas, set a chair, in the living room and put your church clothes on? And
No, the Lord knows.
But I've been dying to tell you, but I thought he may say it on air, what he did yesterday.
Well, I just made some deliveries. That's all I did. Any rain chance will fade after lunch with some late afternoon sunshine expected today. As a result, the warmest part of the day will take place when the sun breaks later. Expect a partly cloudy sky tonight, and it will be chilly with lows in the upper 30s and lower 40s. So tonight, thunderstorms late, rain percent at 80% chance. No, that's tomorrow. Rain chance 0% tonight with partly cloudy. 44 overnight. Tomorrow, a high of 62 with some thunderstorms late in the day tomorrow and 80% chance of rain. Mañana.
okay, very good.
Are you up to date now?
Yes, turned around or something.
I flipped them. I inverted them. Governor Andy Beshear said last evening that all non-essential retailers are being ordered to close within about 24 hours and that he is mandating all elective medical procedures end. The latest actions by the governor are intended to help protect Kentuckians and halt the spread of the COVID-19. He announced 103 confirmed cases, said Kentucky remains at 3 deaths related to COVID-19. He said that more than 2,000 tests have now been performed, and of those tests, the average age of someone who has gotten the virus is 53.3 years of age, and that the intensive care rate is about 6%. The lower number is a testament to how hospitals are doing, he said, and we appreciate the hospitals in his comments. He said it's probably going to get tougher before it gets better, but we are resilient people and we can and will do this together. He acknowledged that yesterday was a difficult day for many Kentuckians who could not attend worship service in person. And so he goes on to cover non-essential retail businesses. So that, starts to send, I don't know if it's a panic wave, but a murmur wave through the people. Well, what's going to close? It's not already closed. Florists, jewelry stores, sporting goods stores, things of that nature were the ones that were listed. Entertainment, sporting goods, clothing, shoe, jewelry, and furniture stores. Florists, bookstores, and auto dealers are among those businesses that will close. Now, other businesses that will remain open: grocery stores, pharmacies, banks, hardware stores, gas stations, and other businesses that provide staple goods. And you can find a list of those things online. It does put some businesses in a unique position because they have to evaluate, well, which category do we fall in? I think a lot of businesses will say, well, I'm kind of essential. Well, there is a list for you that you should go by. Now, Judge Henderson and I had a conversation on Saturday, and we went over a various list of businesses that are allowed to stay open even under the worst situation that we might find ourselves in. And I think he and I both together were somewhat, relieved or optimistic about, even if we had to go a step beyond where the governor is going to go today, that we would find ourselves still in an operating condition. You would still be able to get groceries. You would still be able to get gasoline. Still be able to do the essential things that you need to do. So that's sort of looking forward to, if something happens. I'll say about the numbers, we kind of used Tennessee as a comparative model last week. We said if you compare the Tennessee numbers, then the optics of our numbers look good. And if you look at the timeline of when each state's governor made decisions to do certain things, we show a flatter curve. But I will also say that Tennessee has a greater population than Kentucky. So when you factor that in, then, it's not exactly an apples and apples comparison. But again, we're just trying to curve flatten. And we look at the number of deaths. We say, well, 2,000 deaths in the United States. Yes, 3 in Kentucky. Right? 2,000 deaths in the United States, 3 in Kentucky. Mm-hmm. So if we can isolate ourselves here, out here in the more rural parts of the nation, then I think if we'll follow the steps that are being offered, that we'll come out much better and, frankly, much sooner than areas such as New York City or Chicago or those areas. So
I'm not convinced it hasn't already been running through, and a lot of us have had it. I'm telling you, whatever she and I have had, which we didn't go get swabbed for flu, but I have not been that sick in a long time. So hopefully it came through and has made its way through
and
more
you
so
can't get
than
it again.
Right. So we're super women up here at this
I
point.
know how sick I had been.
I have never seen her so sick. So I really think it kind of blew through. We just never went to, I don't think we had flu.
On the local level, a couple things we need to tell you about. Future Designs Building Materials open, even before Governor Beshear's order yesterday for non-essential businesses. Hardware stores do fall in that category, by the way, so they can remain open. But one of the things that Future Designs has done is convert to curbside delivery. So you call in your order, tell them what you need, they bring it to you, they'll also deliver it to you. We know that Cash Connection and their payday loans are open. We've been in communication with them. And then Abney and Amstutz, what do you know about them?
They are closed, but you can call them, and if you have an emergency, they are operating for emergency situations. So glaucoma, infections, eye injuries, those types of things. So if you have an appointment with them, it has been canceled, and it will be rescheduled at the first available appointment once they have been released for reopen.
And I will say, don't forget Midway Pharmacy delivery.
I'm just saying, be a good time to switch your pharmacy.
Delivery,
if you use one that does
If
it
you've not
delivery.
been before, oh Lord,
It's the best thing
It is.
other than sliced bread.
You'll get spoiled to it, by the way. And I will tell you, for lunch on Saturday, I had a quarter pounder, and it was good.
Was it?
I couldn't decide. They've got the new mini Big Mac,
Yeah.
and I thought, do I want one of those? And I thought, if I can't have a whole Big Mac,
So
that's just
why
like,
would you not choose a whole Big Mac?
I don't
So
know
the
why I did it. I
commercial
just
came
wanted a
on the
burger.
other
I just
night,
wanted a burger.
And my
I wanted a quarter
husband
pounder.
said the exact same thing you said. And I said, did you listen to the show? And he said, no. So the commercial was on. He said, once you start one of those, you got to finish it. You can't sit it down.
You got
and
to
I
go.
said,
Yeah, you have to keep it in
so
your
he-
hands.
Yes. And I said, are you saying that because you listened to the show? And he said, no, I didn't hear that.
No, hashtag all in
Yeah.
on that. You absolutely got to do
He
it.
said, you can't, it'll slide off the bun.
I'll beg for forgiveness later if I'm not supposed to say, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you that tomorrow about 11 o'clock, look for another briefing from county leaders. The last time they did one was last Tuesday at 11, and trying to keep we've really been taking a no news is good news type of thing. Things haven't changed that much. The state's making a lot of decisions, and so not a lot to pass along, but the school break has been extended since last week, a state of emergency declared since last week, and just kind of the very latest from healthcare, education, county government, etc. 11 o'clock tomorrow on K105 Digital Productions, and then we're efforting to make that work on both radio stations as well. So
I think that'll be a good thing. I
Yeah.
mean, to hear from, because we've done a lot of positive. No, those entities have done a lot of positive things.
Right.
It'll be nice to hear from.
one of the changes that will be discussed tomorrow, after Governor Beshear extended that schools remain closed until April 20th, Superintendent Doug Robinson sent a one call to families last week talking about additional strategies for the extended break involving more NTI and how that is involved. And I assume Superintendent Robinson will have information for that during a briefing tomorrow.
So hard for our seniors.
Yep.
Oh,
I do feel bad for them.
I am just hoping they're going to get to have their prom. They did get to have their senior tea, but I got to tell you, my daughter's U of L graduation completely canceled, not postponed. Just canceled,
huh?
So it's just the ripple effects of this COVID really been beginning to stink.
Senator Rand Paul has tested positive for COVID-19. He went into quarantine yesterday after learning his results. Of course, there's been a big flap about that then. There's accusations that he went to the gym and used the pool, and even after learning of his, or that he returned to the Senate and then had been at the Senate Fitness Center, and used the pool, etc. And now his staff's trying to back some of that up. But they're trying to draw it to an event he went to in early March, in Bowling Green, and that he was tested a few days ago. And so here's where I think the critique might be due in this case, is that if he was tested and didn't self-quarantine awaiting the test results, then that's where he went wrong. If you get tested, it means you have at least suspected you might have come into contact with someone who has it. You're supposed to quarantine yourself until they give you the all clear or the continue your
Absolutely.
isolation. So if he didn't do that, that's where the criticism, and I don't know that for certain. It seemed like there's two different stories being told, but if that's the case, then that's where the criticism is directed and is deserved.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Kentucky state parks remain open but have implemented precautionary measures due to coronavirus. Precautionary measures include canceling or postponing scheduled park events through April 30. The decision was made by cabinet officials in conjunction with the Department of Parks as the part of the state's effort to prevent the spread of coronavirus. I think some state parks, can't speak for the ones in our region, some of them are doing carryout from their restaurants, but I'd call ahead. You can't do that online anyway, so you have to call ahead. Right? Yeah? I don't know.
I don't know why you're looking at us.
I'm gonna pull an Eli.
Is that logical?
Yes,
I don't know.
No, yes, yes.
Multiple
no.
fire
Cat dog.
departments responded to a house fire after a candle was knocked over onto a pile of clothing. Saturday night, just before 8 o'clock, Litchfield and Clarkson fire departments responded to 31 Shelton Drive to report of a house fire. Smoke and flames could be seen coming from the home upon the fire department's arrival. Chief Tim Duval said the fire began when a lit candle was accidentally knocked over into a pile of clothes at the bottom of a short stairwell. The fire did significant damage to the stairwell, living room, and entryway of the residence, with other areas of the home, including bedrooms, suffering smoke and water damage. A convicted felon with a handgun and under the influence has been arrested by the Grayson County Sheriff's Office as a deputy was leaving the Grayson County Detention Center Friday night about 11:30. Deputy Sergeant Zane Greer executed a traffic stop on an 05 Ford 500 that was weaving back and forth in the lanes and failed to use a turn signal when turning onto Shaw Station Road. Making contact with 29-year-old Mercedes Goldsmith, formerly of Grayson County, Greer detected a strong odor of marijuana coming from both Goldsmith and inside the vehicle. Goldsmith also did not have a driver's license in her possession. It was determined that her driver's license had been suspended, had no insurance, had a warrant for her arrest, currently resides in Louisville. Well, actually, now currently resides in
Hotel 36.
Hotel 36. You can read about all those details at K105.com. Clarkson Police Chief Buck Meredith went on a big pursuit on Friday evening and caught 3 fish. He's a fisherman.
Kind of clownfish, weren't they?
He's an angler.
He is an angler.
He's
Yeah,
an
caught 3
angler. I think
clownfish.
that's an appropriate
I hope
analogy.
they're listening. That's fantastic.
Chief Meredith caught 3 fish. It was not catch and release. Caught them, boated them. I don't think they've been mounted yet. Like
Yeah,
stuffed up on a wall.
Yeah.
They've not gone to the taxidermist just yet. But you can read about that at all the. If you're really bored and want to hear about a good, police chase, do that at K105.com.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
The voter photo ID bill won final passage during a flurry of work in the legislature last week. The measure cleared the Republican-controlled legislature Thursday night. On Friday, Governor Beshear expressed concerns about the proposal sent to his desk. Of course, he's using the opportunity to say, hey, clerk's offices are closed. People can't get an ID that they're going to need to be able to vote. I am quite confident that now that this is passed, even if he were to veto it, his veto would be overridden, and then the leadership would then waive the requirement for the voter ID for the primary if we're still living in these types of conditions. You can't forget the future of governing and legislation just because of the crisis that we're in, but he's using it as a political opportunity to say, I don't know why you'd ask people to get an ID. He can't realistically think that people would be so determined. No, if you don't, hey, I don't care if the clerk's office is closed. If you can't get an ID, then sorry, you can't vote. That's not the way this is going to work. I mean, and if you do try that, well then
Make your own.
Sure.
You can't get there. Just
Well, that's possible.
coronavirus self-made ID.
I take you to Springfield, Missouri. Amid the empty shelves and store closures, a Springfield, Missouri evil empire has its own commotion going on last week. A baby was born in the toilet paper aisle. Right?
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
For about 45 minutes, the
Were they
toilet
just-
paper aisle at the evil empire was a
Was Mom just there hanging out for the next
Starting
delivery?
scene.
Like going to be first to get this?
had to have the TP.
I guess so.
So
Yeah.
do whatever you can. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way. Hang around. You're on In the Know.
Did you know that experts estimate that 80 to 90% of disease is stress-related? Massage can help by lowering your blood pressure, increasing circulation, reducing fatigue, and increasing energy. Call Renee Smith at 270-505-5463 to set up your appointment for a therapeutic massage today. Renee also offers gift certificates and is conveniently located on Elizabethtown Road in Litchfield. 270-505-5463.
Our family caring for yours. Those 5 words speak volumes about what you can expect at Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center. Compare your hometown hospital to virtually any across the state, and you will find we offer world-class technologies and comprehensive healthcare solutions far exceeding your expectations. But equally important to what we can do is how we do it. The hometown touch, the personal care. Set us apart and leave you on the road to recovery and restoration with a new sense of trust and confidence. Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center.
Get lured in by a tender Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's. Enjoy 2 of them now for just $5. Made with flaky Alaskan pollock from sustainable fisheries, it's a crispy, steamy, tangy treat that'll leave you ready to dive in for another bite. Plus, add any size soft drink like an ice-cold Sprite for just $1. Catch this deal before it's gone. Only at McDonald's. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meals. Single item at regular price.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. Beware of telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. Real Social Security employees will never threaten you. Callers threatening you with arrest or other legal action and demanding money are not from us. If you receive a call like this, hang up, do not provide them with any form of payment or information. Report the call at oig.ssa.gov.
The Sicilian Bank makes it easy and saves you time with their self-service products. With their online banking, you can pay bills with just the click of a mouse. Just go to thesicilianbank.com to get started. Or you can do even more on their mobile app, like their bill pay feature. Download it today. It's available through the App Store or Google Play. And here's another way the Sicilian Bank makes it easy. Depositing checks is now easier than ever with their mobile deposit capture. Go to their website to find out more. The Sicilian Bank, always making it easier for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Luke Bryan, proud to be right here tour. Friday, October 23rd, Rupp Arena.
Yeah, that's my kind of night.
Luke Bryan live.
Play it again, play it again.
With special guests, Morgan Wallen.
Like those goodbye tears.
And Runaway June. Get access to preferred seating with your Citi card. Tickets are on sale now. Get tickets at LiveNation.com or the Central Bank Center ticket office. Buy tickets at LiveNation.com.
Yelp is trying to help small businesses during the health crisis. ViewSide is adding a contact-free delivery option to its app. It's also working on new functionality that will allow business owners to signal through the app that customers can still order food for takeout, delivery, or both. Yelp has given restaurants and nightlife businesses access also to premium Yelp page features. Dating sites are also doing their part to help find you a quarantine buddy. Tinder is making its passport feature free, allowing users to search by city or drop a pin anywhere on the map and, quote, virtually transport yourself out of self-quarantine to anywhere in the world to make a friend. Match is also launching a live streaming feature called Live on its Plenty of Live Fish service. The live streaming feature lets daters stream live. Disney is making its new movie Onward available to buy digitally today, 2 weeks after it hit theaters. The Pixar flick, which features Chris Pratt and Tom Holland as Elf Brothers, is also coming to Disney Plus on April 3rd. Tech Report, Larry Olson.
Today is Chip and Dip Day.
Oh, yum.
Okay, I can have some of that.
Oh, I do love chips
I like,
and dip.
Well, I like chips when I have dip.
It's World Meteorological Day.
Oh. Okay.
And it is also Melba Toast Day today.
That's kind of like chips and dip, right?
Man, yes.
Well,
know what goes good with Melba Toast?
I do.
BLT dip.
Yes, that's the only time I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like
make your
corn dip with Fritos.
Yeah, but Melba Toast is always good.
Yeah,
with
that's
a
the only time I
BLT
like Melba
dip.
Toast.
Me too.
Melba Toast was when my parents would drop us off at my grandparents and go to the lodge to have dinner. The treat was they would bring Melba Toast home from the lodge. It was the only fancy restaurant.
Do you think your mama put it in her purse, or how did they bring that
How did she
home?
bring that back? Did you get the big
Have you
long
seen her purse?
breadsticks too that were like cigars?
Oh, yeah, those are good too.
The sesame sticks.
Yeah,
We would pretend we
yeah.
smoked those, right?
Yeah. No, you know what I did with those? I ate them.
Well, we would eat them after we smoked them for
Yeah,
a while.
after you
know.
soften them up.
Yeah.
Hello,
or use
my
them as
baby.
drumsticks
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. We had to play with our food first.
Do a little Groucho Marx routine on it.
Our toy selection was very limited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Whatever we could do before we had to eat it.
So a lot of people around the globe went to virtual church yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
changing routine for the first time. This kind of made me laugh that a vicar, a member of the clergy in Plymouth, England, got a bit, things got a bit dicey because he was using candles as part of their online service, and his sweater got caught up. His sweater got in one of the candles and he set himself on fire.
Oh, no.
What during the service, so
Oh,
everybody's
dear.
watching like you're
on fire.
You're on fire, but it ended. They got him put
Stop,
out.
drop, and roll.
It was So it's just odd things. You found some pastors in some weird situations this past weekend. The things that they're not accustomed to doing, a little bit out of the ordinary, trying to maintain. I told you earlier in the show today that I would offer you a toilet paper calculator so that you can rest assured that the hoarding you've done is sufficient. HowMuchToiletPaper.com is a tool to calculate how long your stash of toilet paper will last during quarantine. I presume it does a little needs analysis. I guess there's a series of questions that you have to answer. I would think that there would potentially be several different variables that would go into the calculus of telling you.
Well, toilet paper math is hard math. It
Sure.
really, it is really difficult
on
to keep
a
up.
normal day to
Yeah.
go and try to purchase.
What your family needs.
If you scroll to the advanced options section, you can get really detailed.
Oh, gosh.
Customizing the average number of passes, the average number of sheets per attempt,
You're going to want to get that right.
the number of sheets on the roll,
Okay.
and the number of people in the house.
Oh, okay.
All those go into coming up with a recommendation.
Oh,
This could be a good time to stock up on cheese. Slow your roll.
Snack and junk food companies have seen a huge jump in sales during the quarantine.
Yeah, that'd be me.
American shoppers who were taking up healthier
Guilty.
eating are gravitating back to old ways as they hunker down to weather the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah, guess what happened to me?
They are loading up on you were doing so well.
I know, not anymore.
They are loading up on shelf stable items from canned meats and soups to pretzels and Kraft macaroni and cheese as they comply with orders to stay home. General Mills, Tyson Foods, Campbell Soup, and Kraft Heinz saw sales gains between 10% and 20% in the rolling 4 weeks that ended March 8th. I can see that.
Did you see our grocery list?
I did. It was ever escalating. But once you get your pickup spot, once you elbow your way in there and get a time.
Listen, y'all drove me to drinking. I'm back to Diet Coke and coffee with cream. Been doing it all
I don't
weekend.
even know. I'm
Never
going to be
felt
able
better.
to get ginger ale.
I had 2 caffeinated Diet Cokes this weekend.
I had 4. Yeah.
I had, make that 3 because I had 1 with my extra value meal from McDonald's.
No, I had 4. I was like, these people are making me crazy. I'm going to pick up the Diet Coke again. I'm going to put cream back in my coffee. I'm going to settle in for a nice winter's
Well, and I've not
hiatus.
had tea in probably
All I
a
was
week
drinking
and a
was tea.
half.
No tea?
I've not had tea in like a week and a half.
Wow. Is now a
ginger
good
ale.
time to potty train your toddler? You get a lot of parents, you're at home, you're
It's a great
self-distancing,
time.
you're
Well, it depends. Are you stocked up on diapers or toilet paper?
right. Many parents are using this current situation where we're being forced to spend so much time in our homes as an opportunity to potty train their toddlers. So the question is now a good time to train my child? An expert says it's up to each and every individual family. If you're trying to multitask working from home, I would suggest waiting until things settle somewhat. Obviously, we don't know how long this is going to be, but we're all adapting to these changes in behaviors with the social distancing measures.
I think it's perfect.
Yeah, it is.
It is because you're at home. And you have the time, even though if you are working at home, you still have the time to say, hey, do you need to go potty? You have more time.
True, except be aware of your virtual meetings because you get caught up on a...
But if everybody is dealing with the same things...
Sure, but you still want to be considerate to everybody involved.
Yeah. You would like to think that the CEO of your company is going to be a little more laxed in rules, but maybe not. They may expect you to be 100% as attentive and aware in your virtual office as you would be.
Yeah, the HR manual is pretty much being thrown out the window for most companies.
You would think. I'm just saying, some may not be.
Well, here's the other thing. Here's the number one reason that I think it's a great time to attempt it is because some of the very most difficult potty training is when you leave the home. Because what you find yourself in between locations, you find yourself, right? You're
I don't know what to do. Yeah. I don't know, is this diaper? Is this underwear? Is this
or no, you're like you leave the house and you're not to your destination. You're halfway between.
Yep.
So do I turn around and go? Do I go forward? Do I stop? Well, you can't go in a restaurant. You know, you can't. So this is my...
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. And listen, let me encourage you for smaller children. One of my children potty trained at 22 months. It can be done. Now, I didn't potty train him. His sister did because he followed her. Yeah. So, to Christy's point, if you're home and they're following you by example, take them with you and show them, and they will learn. Because I had nothing to do with him being potty trained. His sister did that.
Right. Here are 90 things. I probably won't get to all 90 things that you can do at home anytime and often for free. Me personally, I've not run out of things to do at home yet. Of course,
me neither.
I'm really not staying home. So, I mean, I'm here and I'm home, right? But there's more here than home. If you're in a creative mood, try your hand at blind contour drawings. What's that?
What?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
Zero interest.
Just
bring out the crochet project. Watch a drawing tutorial. Not at our house. You're not watching anything.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
I did a speed test on Friday night. Worse than dial-up.
Wowza.
Well, I told her I couldn't even watch the video that she sent.
No carrier. No carrier.
What's it like to be 1983 again?
It's terrible.
Carrier pigeon.
Yeah.
Practice hand lettering. Make air dry clay bowls. Make plant babies. Spray some plant pots. Spray paint. Some plant pots. Spray paint some frames.
All I heard was spray pot.
Must be people with extra spray paint.
Happening.
Make a celebration banner or garland. Cut some paper snowflakes. Color with a Sharpie on aluminum foil.
Why would you do that?
I'm thinking it would rub off on something very easily.
Yeah.
Press some flowers, print out some favorite family photos, bake something, decorate cupcakes, and try a new recipe.
Just anything. Bake anything.
If you want to freshen up your decor, empty and edit. Empty everything out of a room and then only put back the amount that is necessary.
I like this one. This one would feel good. Yeah.
We emptied out an activity basket this weekend.
That's good.
No, I think, to your like people who want to redecorate, like me, you could do this for free. Take everything out, put it in a pile, and then reallocate it to a new space so it feels new again.
Rearrange your furniture. Shop your house. See if those baskets you've had in the garage solve your pantry storage problem.
Oh, yeah.
Swap curtains between rooms.
Yeah.
Clear all decor. Clean. Cut some flowers. Declutter one small space. And this says rainbow ties your books. What's that? Rainbow ties.
Color code them. I do that in my closet. All the yellows together, all the reds together.
All right. Yeah. If you feel like cleaning, wash the sheets, make a linen spray, refill your homemade cleaners, clean your windows, scrub your grout, dust the baseboards, vacuum all the carpets, wash the bath mats, bleach the sink, fluff the pillows, take a magic eraser to the doors and door jambs, sweep your entryway, polish your granite counters, clean out your purse, wash the car.
Dust the driveway.
Yeah, I'm not that bored yet.
With the kids, movie night, build a fort, make ice cream sundaes, have hot chocolate.
The cleaning was for the kids. Now what am I doing?
Have hot chocolate, bake cookies, do a puzzle, play a game, hide and seek. Make a scavenger hunt, read aloud. Teach them the most annoying sound in the world.
Send them to the
Want to hear the most
treehouse.
annoying sound in the world. Have a coloring contest, adults included. Use veggies as stamps. Have a shaving cream bath.
Or not.
Turn the sprinkler on and run through it. Play duck, duck, goose. Camp in the backyard. Make s'mores. Make a bucket list. Build a Lego city. Make an obstacle course. I have seen some of the obstacle courses.
I've not, but
They're
that
pretty
sounds
good.
fun.
Young kids, and they
Yeah.
use that painting tape, that blue tape that
Yeah.
they, and then they do things like hop up on, you got to run across the table and then
Oh.
hop down and run around.
My
and
kids would have so done that.
Yeah.
I don't think I would like that.
My kids were like,
Make
wild.
lemonade, blow bubbles. To get your life in order, make a life goals list. Come up with a family or household statement of purpose. Okay. Set up a new budget based on what?
No money. New budget is no money.
Read up on money matters, get caught up on your bills, go through that pile of mail.
Yep. These are all great.
Gather your returns and exchanges, make a list of errands, make a meal plan, make some lists. And if you just want to relax, read a book. Browse your stack of magazines, binge watch a documentary, sit outside and listen. Have a picnic on the living room floor. Take a bubble bath, talk with someone. Take a nap, paint your fingernails, give yourself a pedicure, soak your feet, an at-home face mask, place a grocery order, meal prep, make a holds list at the library. Scratch that one. And set up, subscribe, and save for regularly consumed.
Well, at this point, I'm going to have to do my own nails, so that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. And then these pictures really made me smile. An adorable little girl down in Texas. She had a blast celebrating her 5th birthday with her invisible friends when her party was canceled amid social distancing guidelines. Little JC Rudd was supposed to bowl and play arcade games, but instead she talked with her friends. They had a party at her own house, and they celebrated her 5th birthday party in style. Isn't she cute?
She's a
Yeah, she
doll.
looks great.
Yeah.
We got to get to a break. Got some entertainment news coming up, and then later on in the show today, we'll have chart toppers, point to ponder, pearl of wisdom, and more. Stay right here within the know.
Afternoon tea, milady?
Sure. Why are you wearing a tuxedo?
Because we're rich now. Our tax return has arrived. Let's take a gander, shall we? Oh. Well, that was fun while it lasted.
Well, at least with the latest deals from Bluegrass Cellular, we can feel like we're rich. Smartphones are going for as low as $1 per month.
$1 per month?
Yeah, and select tablets are just $5 per month.
With these deals, we can score a wealth of new tech and still have money left over for, rich people stuff.
Yeah, rich people stuff. So, should we head over to Bluegrass Cellular for $1 per month smartphones?
We shall, but first I need to return this tea set to the kid next door. Excuse me.
Restrictions apply. Offers available in-store or online. Bluegrass Cellular. Your community expanded.
This is Joshua Embry, Director of the Grayson County Health Department. I wanted to take this time to ask you to join hashtag Team Kentucky. We need you on our side as we fight to take down coronavirus, COVID-19. So let's fight together. Wash your hands frequently. Practice social distancing. Use hand sanitizer. If you are sick, don't expose others. Together we can defeat this virus. Together we are Kentucky. For more information about COVID-19, visit www.graysonhealthcenter.org.
I'm Kevin Brooks with Future Design Building Material. These are challenging times we're facing, and with so much uncertainty, it's natural to be concerned. We know that the health and wellness of your family is most important. To work through these challenges together, we are offering new services to help. You can now call in orders and we'll deliver them curbside. We'll even deliver to your front door if that's what you need. Going forward, we'll continue to adapt to the changing conditions to continue to serve. We're all in this together. Call 270-259-9311 or go to fdbm.net and tell Future Design Building Materials how we can help you.
This is Christy with Cash Connection in the Vape Shop. We are open 6 days a week in Litchfield across from Walgreens and in Hardinsburg behind Taco Bell. Cash Connection offers payday loans, and the Vape Shop is home to the 30 ml $6.99 e-liquid.
This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
What does the sound of a school bell bring to mind? Homeroom? Lunchtime? The day's end? Or the end of school entirely, as in kids dropping out? At Communities in Schools, we work directly inside schools to help those students whose ability to come to school is often jeopardized by hardships, the loss of a loved one, poverty, lack of housing, or bullying. Hear from a few students whose lives we have touched.
They've always had my back. They've always done anything to help me.
At Communities in Schools, we empower students to succeed in and out of the classroom.
They've been there for when I've had any questions, any problems personally. Anytime I needed support, they were there.
Our mission is to ensure that at-risk kids have someone by their side.
It means a lot to me to graduate. It's just a big accomplishment.
Communities in Schools never gave up on me. They told me I can do it, and I did it.
Communities in Schools. We're in schools to help kids stay in school. See how we help all students succeed at communitiesinschools.org.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Twin Lakes weather. We'll see clouds decrease as we head into the afternoon. Highs today getting into the mid to upper 50s for highs. Now for tonight, keeping it partly cloudy as we fall down into the 40s across our region. For tomorrow, starting off dry with rain for your Tuesday night. From the Wave 3 News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
To have a chance to see him.
Did you know? According to estimates, camels have the worst breath in the animal kingdom.
Ugh. And dogs are awful. If I can imagine what a camel is.
I'd be curious to know who was involved in the testing of that. Like, who became the authority to say?
Yeah, who smelled all the animals' breath?
Right, yeah, who decided, okay, we're going to rank these.
Right? Come here.
All right, yeah, all right, come over here.
Okay, don't breathe
all
on
right.
me. Right.
You know, I guess it's, when you get the cottonmouth.
Yeah.
So if a camel's out in the desert for all that time, it gets the cottonmouth, I can see where it would be.
You think dogs have bad breath?
I've come across them, yes.
I do. I think, yeah, especially big dogs. Yeah.
But little puppies?
I just like big dogs. Just.
You don't like the smell of bologna breath?
No, absolutely not. Without a doubt.
Little puppies?
No, absolutely. With 120% certainty, I do not like bologna
I've
breath.
been raised by a dairy farmer in a vet.
I'm not saying I don't like puppy breath. I'm just saying when you call it bologna breath, I just
But
kind
that's what it smells like.
It's
true.
Oh.
Let's move on.
Please.
A survey says nearly 75% of U.S. athletes support postponing the Tokyo Games.
Sure. Who would want to go right now?
Like, what is the other?
Well, I think
Who are
that
the
there's a
other
chance that by August that conditions may be more favorable, but when you get people from all over the world together again, I guess you run the risk of, I don't know if you call it a relapse or whatever it might be. But here's really the more significant thing, is to compete on the world stage at the highest possible level. You would have to spend, well, you've already been, but you would have a training regimen so strict beginning now and then peaking at the right time come the Tokyo Games that if you're not going to be able to train for the next couple of months, or at least your training is somewhat limited or altered, then you're not going to be prepared. So I guess a postponement would be.
I just feel like relations with China right now is in flux, and I wouldn't want to be an American going to China right now.
Well, they'll be going to Japan. For
you said Tokyo,
for
that's
these
right.
games, yeah. So
Still,
they'd be going
to Asia.
Well, and here's the other thing. I'm wondering where. So August for us is seasonally the summer is okay, but where does August fit into the seasonal calendar in Asia? And do they run the risk that if they push it back, will they be moving to better weather or worse weather?
Right.
Like for us, if you keep going from August, we're going closer to fall, like the autumnal equinox, and then into winter. So I would have to evaluate and see, are summer games still favorable by pushing back from August if the games are being held in Tokyo?
Yep. Then there's all that too.
The Voice episodes have been taped until the end of April, says John Legend. Okay. Idol's going to have trouble.
Yeah.
Speaking of Idol, Lionel Richie thinks it's time to bring back We Are the World for coronavirus victims.
I like it.
So we did this, 10 years ago for Haiti?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I guess, they went from the early to mid-'80s, I guess the mid-'80s, until 2010 without doing one.
What was the initiative then?
USA for Africa.
Yes,
It was
yes,
the
yes,
hunger,
yes,
African
yes.
hunger,
Mhm.
and then Haiti, and so we do it again. That'd be
I
all
think
right.
it'd be great.
It will be interesting to see. Idol had duets round. The solos round is tonight. I don't know when they go live. I presume next week will be last year when they went to Hawaii, but I don't think those are live. I think they're pre-produced, and then they get down to the top 12 or whatever for the live show. So I think they're 2 weeks away from supposedly being live. So I don't know what they're going to do once they get to that point. We'll see. The NFL draft is likely to be televised as a studio show. Pulling the plug on going to Las Vegas for the NFL draft. Netflix says, now this is the real question. You're worried about how much toilet paper you have. Netflix is worried about how much content they have. Netflix has enough content to last a few months, and they report viewership is up. You think?
I think they're going to be closed down so we can ration out the broadband.
Maybe. And then this one made me laugh. I didn't pull the video because I didn't really have time. But Neil Diamond, the Kennedy Center honoree, is adapted Sweet Caroline to amid the coronavirus conditions. He has changed the infamous hands, touching hands.
Okay.
He changed it to hands, not touching hands.
That's right.
Don't touch me. I won't touch you. Sweet Caroline. I was like, oh, okay, I got it. It's
We're big Neil Diamond fans anyway, so any version he wants to bring out, I'll take
That's
one.
exactly
I'll adapt.
right. That's exactly right. We got to get to a break, and we'll come back. Got the point to ponder, chart toppers, pearl of wisdom, and more coming up here on In the Know.
Do you believe in miracles? Well, you should if you're clinging to hope, because success doesn't always boil down to skill or hard work. Victory often requires something intangible, something that miraculously intervenes when the odds are stacked against you. The Miracle on Ice is a classic example. In 1980, Russia was expected to win the Olympic gold medal in men's hockey. Their players were the best in the world. They'd won the gold medal in 5 of 6 previous Winter Games. By contrast, the U.S. team was made up of college kids. They were good, but no one believed they stood a chance against the much bigger and faster Soviet team. Just 2 weeks before, the Russians embarrassed them in an exhibition game by a score of 10-3. The matchup was so lopsided it could have been 20-3. But then the Miracle on Ice happened. When they met in the Olympic medal round, the U.S. defeated the unbeatable Soviets by a score of 4-3. What enabled them to skate to victory? Hard work, skill, determination? You bet. It was all of those things. But there was something else at work too, something intangible that intervened against all odds. It was a miracle. Is there something in your life that seems too big to handle? A wayward child, a marriage that seems beyond repair? Maybe a career change? The bigger question is this. As legendary broadcaster Al Michaels asked in the final seconds of that historic hockey game, do you believe in miracles? For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
Get lured in by a tender Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's. Enjoy 2 of them now for just $5. Made with flaky Alaskan pollock from sustainable fisheries, it's a crispy, steamy, tangy treat that'll leave you ready to dive in for another bite. Plus, add any size soft drink like an ice-cold Sprite for just $1. Catch this deal before it's gone. Only at McDonald's. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meals. Single item at regular price.
What does the sound of a school bell bring to mind? Homeroom? Lunchtime? The day's end? Or the end of school entirely, as in kids dropping out? At Communities in Schools, we work directly inside schools to help those students whose ability to come to school is often jeopardized by hardships, the loss of a loved one, poverty, lack of housing, or bullying. Hear from a few students whose lives we have touched.
They've always had my back. They've always done anything to help me.
At Communities in Schools, we empower students to succeed in and out of the classroom.
They've been there for when I've had any questions, any problems personally. Anytime I needed support, they were there.
Our mission is to ensure that at-risk kids have someone by their side.
It means a lot to me to graduate. It's just a big accomplishment.
Communities and schools never gave up on me. They told me I can do it, and I did it.
Communities in Schools. We're in schools to help kids stay in school. See how we help all students succeed at communitiesandschools.org.
Luke Bryan, proud to be right here tour. Friday, October 23rd, Rupp Arena.
Yeah, that's my kind of night.
Luke Bryan live.
Play it again.
With special guests, Morgan Wallen.
Like those goodbye tears.
And Runaway June. Get access to preferred seating with your City Card. Tickets are on sale now. Get tickets at LiveNation.com or the Central Bank Center ticket office. Buy tickets at LiveNation.com.
Hey, I'm a coroner. It can be a tough job. But you know what makes it even tougher? Seeing people senselessly die because they didn't bother to use their seatbelts. Or senselessly die because they got distracted by their phone. Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down. Because by the time I see you, it's too late.
I'm a love man. Call me the love man. Ooh, baby, I'm a love man. That's what they call me. I'm a love man.
MB's point to ponder for today.
Deep one way, 210.
What are we going to do without Kenny Rogers? That was not the way I wanted to wake up Saturday morning.
No, my
Like,
gosh.
really? You know, I will tell you, there are some of those artists from that era that I'm certainly know. It's like, well, I mean, we're going to lose those folks, but he was not really at the top of the list of when I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't think I figured that he was going first.
I think he's just one of those that for me, he's a staple. It's like when we lost Michael Jackson. Like, no, Michael Jackson doesn't die.
Yeah.
Like, they're not real humans, so they're not really going to die.
Well, no, the other thing about Kenny Rogers, too, is that he looked older so young because he was gray, with the beard and the hair. And I mean, like, for my entire life.
I thought he was old.
Yeah, it was like, so it just sort of was on that same, like, he's kind of timeless in a way, but anyway.
You were talking about memes earlier. Did you see the one it was a picture with Governor Andy Beshear and his sign language artist? And it said, most powerful duo since Kenny and Dolly. And then the next morning I woke up and Kenny was gone. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's, don't bring that on.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was like, really?
Yeah.
All right, on TV tonight, American Idol, Hollywood Week Solos, The Voice, The Battles premiere on NBC, and on Discovery Channel, Season 4 premiere of Street Outlaws, Memphis.
What? Who?
I don't know. Well, here, JJ and the MSO prepare for a fierce battle against Quinn Shireman and his racers from Kentucky. Tempers flare as the two teams slug it out in the first of many brutal battles facing Memphis. Who wouldn't want to watch that?
Is this street racing or no
I
chucks?
guess. I don't know.
What are we battling?
I'm not sure.
Cage fighting?
Today's highlight in history, this day, 1933, the German Reichstag adopted the Enabling Act. In 1775, Patrick Henry delivered an address to the Virginia Provincial Convention in which he is said to have declared, "Give me liberty or give me death." In 1806, explorers Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, having reached the Pacific coast, began their journey back east. That factoid always makes me consider. You know, I've always laughed about my Papa Malcolm. You know, was always told that if he went to the Grand Canyon, he'd spend all that time driving to the Grand Canyon and then stop, look, and go, yep, there it is, and turn around and go home. So imagine if you were Lewis and Clark and you went all across the western United States, made it to the Pacific Ocean. At some point in time, you have to turn and go home.
Yeah.
It would just seem really weird. And it's not like you drove to the airport, got on a plane, and flew away. Right. It's like for a long time as they're traveling away from the coast, they can turn around and look over their shoulder and go, still there. You know, at what point? You see what I'm saying? Yes. Like, well, I think I'll go home now. Right. I'm tired.
Right? I mean, I'm tired.
In 1956, Pakistan became an Islamic republic. In 1990, the romantic comedy Pretty Woman, starring Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, was released.
Yeah, don't watch it today. Good. No, don't watch it today if you were in love with it then.
Shaka Khan is 67 today. Kyrie Irving is 28 today.
It's not like Dirty Dancing. It's really not timeless. Like, we tried to watch it recently, and we were both like, was it this cheesy?
It doesn't hold up as well as Dirty Dancing, without a doubt.
It did not. No.
It's not bad. It just doesn't
It
hold
just
up
doesn't
as
hold
well.
up.
It's not the story that you think that it necessarily is.
It's just very
Joan
cheesy.
Crawford was born this date in 1904, Roger Bannister in 1929, Rick Ocasek in 1949, and Moses Malone in 1955.
And their acting abilities really weren't as good as we thought they were back then. They're much better in some of their...
It launched her career, though.
It did, and thank goodness she got better at it. But she was really not that good in Pretty Woman. You should go back and watch it, like, just so you know what we're talking about.
I have not that long ago.
Jason Alexander was the best actor in
He
Pretty
really
Woman.
was.
1958.
Now I hate you to love me, let's please don't tease. If I can hold you, then let me squeeze. My heart goes round and round. My love won't tumble me down. You leave me
breathless. Where's that rank?
Probably number 4.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew you liked it. I mean, I knew you liked him. 67.
Imagine me and you, I do.
The Turtles.
I think about you day and night.
I love this song.
It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me, lose my mind.
I have to hang with this to the chorus, don't I?
So very fine, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're
Thanks.
1976.
He was an old-time cowboy, don't you understand? His eyes were sharp as razor blades, his face was leather tan. His toes
You all know how much I love this
You
song.
didn't even warn us this was coming today.
He was an old philosopher, of course. He was so
Well, and my ability to play it on Oaks Day is going to be delayed this year.
drink a beer to keep his britches on his hips. I knew I had to ask him about the mysteries of life. He spit between his boots and he replied,
Sing it, Tom.
It's faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, more money.
Sage wisdom.
How to Get Through Coronavirus by Tom T. Hall.
Faster horses. Outrun it. 1985. Phil Collins was number 1 with One More Night. You have a favorite Kenny Rogers song? By the way, one of the reasons that I'm not playing Kenny Rogers today is that most of the time I use his music, it gets our soundtrack muted.
Yeah. That's
So-
probably Lady.
I was going to say that's probably
Yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Saturday I was listening. I was just kind of like rotating through. He's got an album called Number Ones, and so it has all the ones. But it's a good one. Love or Something Like It is good. Just dropped in to check on the condition. My condition's in.
I do love the wording
good.
of that. Right.
Of course, Lucille.
The Gambler.
Yeah, I'm kind of
I love the game.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey, number 1.
So we give her a lot of grief, but I actually really like this song.
I love this song.
The
And I don't
Nilsson
like
remake
her,
from
but I love this song.
1994.
And now it's only fair.
Coward of the County is really good. And of course, Islands in the Stream. I mean, that's kind of in its own category.
Yeah,
right?
that's a duet classic.
MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you are alone with. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you are alone with. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Misty Thomas, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA, 104.9 FM, the Twin Lakes Best Mix,